Most dog owners have seen it happen countless times. Their dog falls asleep on the living room floor, curled up peacefully after a long day, and then something strange begins. A paw twitches. The whiskers quiver. The ears flick slightly. Sometimes a soft bark escapes or the legs begin moving as if running across an invisible field. For generations, people assumed these movements were nothing more than random muscle reflexes, harmless electrical signals firing through a resting body. The common belief was that nothing meaningful existed behind those small motions. Yet modern science has revealed something far more fascinating. Dogs do not simply sleep, they dream. Decades of sleep research have shown that dogs move through the same major sleep stages experienced by humans. They cycle from wakefulness into light sleep, then into deep, slow-wave sleep, and eventually into REM sleep, the stage most closely associated with vivid dreaming. During this phase, a dog's brain becomes remarkably active. In fact, recordings of canine brain activity have shown patterns strikingly similar to those observed in dreaming humans. Roughly 20 minutes after a dog drifts off, subtle changes begin to appear. Their breathing becomes less regular, their eyes start moving beneath closed eyelids, and neural activity increases. These are not signs of a body shutting down. They are signs of a mind becoming active in a different way. Inside the sleeping brain, memories, emotions, experiences, and mental images begin to unfold. The dog lying quietly at your feet is not existing in darkness or emptiness. Their mind is creating a world of its own, filled with familiar sights, sounds, smells, and sensations gathered throughout daily life. This discovery fundamentally changed the way scientists view canine consciousness. It demonstrated that dogs possess a rich inner mental life that continues even while they sleep. Every twitch, every muffled bark, and every movement behind closed eyes may be evidence of a dream unfolding in real time. Once you understand this, it becomes impossible to look at a sleeping dog the same way again. Instead of seeing an animal simply resting, you begin to realize you are witnessing a private experience taking place inside a mind far more complex and emotionally alive than most people ever imagined. One of the most remarkable discoveries about canine sleep involves a tiny structure hidden deep within the brainstem, known as the pons. Most dog owners never realize it exists, yet it quietly performs one of the most important jobs in the entire dreaming process. During REM sleep, the stage where dreams become most vivid, a dog's brain can be incredibly active. In that state, they may be running across a field, chasing a squirrel, greeting a favorite person, or reliving an exciting moment from earlier in the day. If the body responded freely to every signal generated by the dreaming brain, sleeping dogs would constantly leap to their feet, run into walls, and physically act out whatever was happening inside their minds. Fortunately, nature designed a solution. The pons temporarily suppresses most of the body's large muscle groups during REM sleep, creating a form of temporary paralysis that keeps the dream safely contained inside the brain. This allows a dog to experience intense dream activity while remaining peacefully asleep on the floor. Scientists came to understand the importance of this mechanism through groundbreaking sleep research. When researchers experimentally disrupted this system in animals, something extraordinary happened. Sleeping subjects began physically performing the actions they were dreaming about. They stalked invisible targets, chased imaginary prey, and moved through dream scenarios as though the experiences were happening in reality. These observations provided some of the strongest evidence that animal dreams are rich, structured experiences rather than random bursts of neural activity. This also helps explain why certain dogs seem far more active during sleep than others. Puppies often kick, twitch, paddle their legs, and make sudden movements because the neurological systems responsible for suppressing movement are still developing. Senior dogs frequently show similar behaviors because age can gradually reduce the efficiency of these mechanisms. Occasionally, a dream may become emotionally intense enough to produce whimpers, rapid breathing, or signs resembling fear. In these moments, many owners instinctively want to wake their dog immediately. However, experts recommend a gentler approach. Instead of touching or shaking them, calmly speak their name from a distance and allow your voice to guide them back toward awareness. For a dreaming dog, the familiar sound of their owner's voice may be one of the safest and most comforting signals they can receive, helping them transition out of the dream without confusion or distress. For decades, scientists could observe animals dreaming, but one question remained frustratingly unanswered. What exactly were they dreaming about? The answer began to emerge through one of the most important discoveries in sleep research. Researchers studying brain activity found that sleeping animals often reactivate the same neural patterns that appeared during experiences they had while awake. In a landmark experiment, scientists monitored the brains of animals as they learned and navigated specific environments. Every movement produced a unique sequence of brain cell activity, essentially creating a neural map of the experience. Later, when those same animals entered REM sleep, researchers observed something astonishing. The identical patterns began firing again in nearly the same order. The sleeping brain was replaying the experience it had lived through earlier in the day. This discovery suggested that dreams are not random collections of meaningless images. Instead, they appear to be connected to memory, learning, and the organization of important experiences. Because dogs share many of the same neurological systems found in other mammals, scientists believe the same process occurs within the canine brain. While sleeping, a dog is likely revisiting pieces of its day, replaying events that carried emotional, sensory, or behavioral significance. A walk through the neighborhood, the scent of another dog, a game of fetch, a training session, a visit from a family member, or even a moment spent waiting by the front door may all become part of the dream world. The sleeping brain appears to sort through these experiences, strengthening important memories while helping organize information gathered throughout the day. This may explain why learning and sleep are so closely connected. Experiences do not simply disappear once a dog closes its eyes. Instead, they continue to be processed behind the scenes. Every twitching paw or movement beneath closed eyelids may represent a fragment of a memory being replayed and reinforced. Rather than drifting through random fantasies, a dreaming dog may be reliving meaningful moments that shaped its day. This changes the way we think about canine dreams entirely. The dog sleeping beside you is not experiencing meaningless mental noise. It is likely revisiting familiar places, recognizable smells, important interactions, and emotionally significant events. In many ways, dreams may serve as a bridge between a dog's waking life and its developing memory, helping transform daily experiences into lasting parts of its understanding of the world. If dreams are built from memories, instincts, and daily experiences, then it makes sense that no two dogs dream in exactly the same way. Every dog carries a unique combination of genetics, personality, training, and life history, and all of these factors likely influence the private world they experience while asleep. Scientists studying canine behavior have found strong evidence that breed-specific instincts continue to appear even during dreams. A hunting breed that spends its waking life tracking scents may dream about following an invisible trail through tall grass. A pointer may suddenly freeze in its sleep as though it has spotted birds hidden somewhere in a dream landscape. Retrievers often display movements that resemble chasing and carrying objects, while guarding breeds may appear alert to imagined intruders or territorial challenges. These dream behaviors suggest that a dog's deepest instincts do not disappear when they fall asleep. Instead, they become part of the stories unfolding inside the sleeping brain. Size also appears to influence the rhythm of dreaming. Research has shown that small dogs tend to dream more frequently throughout the night, although each dream is usually brief. Larger breeds, on the other hand, enter dream states less often, but remain inside them for much longer periods. This means a tiny terrier may experience many short dream episodes, while a large Labrador may become immersed in a single extended dream sequence. Age adds an even more emotional dimension to the picture. As dogs grow older, their bodies gradually lose speed, strength, and endurance. Activities that once felt effortless may become more difficult with time. Yet sleep seems to offer a temporary escape from those limitations. Many researchers believe senior dogs may revisit memories from earlier stages of life when they were younger, healthier, and full of energy. In their dreams, aching joints disappear, stairs become easy again, and open fields stretch endlessly ahead. They can run, explore, chase, and play without restriction. Each sleeping dog is therefore experiencing a deeply personal world shaped by instinct, memory, experience, and emotion. Behind every twitching paw and flickering whisker lies a dream that belongs entirely to them, a private story written from the life they have lived and the dog they have become. Perhaps the most touching discovery of all begins with a simple question. If dogs spend their dreams replaying the experiences that matter most, then who appears most often in those dreams? To answer that, we only need to look at how dogs spend their waking lives. Few animals form attachments as deep and consistent as those between dogs and their owners. Throughout the day, dogs watch us constantly. They follow us from room to room, listen for our voices, memorize our routines, study our facial expressions, and pay attention to even the smallest changes in our mood and behavior. For many dogs, their owner becomes the central figure around which daily life revolves. They wait for us to wake up, accompany us through ordinary routines, greet us enthusiastically when we return home, and seek comfort from our presence during moments of uncertainty. Because dreams appear to be built from emotionally significant experiences and important memories, many scientists believe it is highly likely that owners frequently appear within a dog's dream world. In much the same way that humans often dream about family members, close friends, or people they care about deeply, dogs may spend portions of their sleep reliving moments shared with the people they love most. Your face, your scent, your voice, and your familiar routines may all become part of the stories unfolding inside their sleeping mind. This possibility changes the way many people view a dreaming dog. The twitching paws, soft barks, rapid eye movements, and gentle body motions may not simply reflect random adventures or imaginary chases. They may represent memories of walks taken together, games played in the yard, quiet evenings on the couch, or the excitement of hearing your footsteps approach the door. The emotional bond that shapes a dog's waking world does not necessarily disappear when they fall asleep. Instead, it may continue into their dreams, becoming part of the memories their brain chooses to revisit and preserve. When you watch your dog sleeping peacefully beside you, there is a good chance that somewhere within that private dreamscape, they are experiencing moments connected to the person who matters most in their life. In a very real sense, the relationship you share may follow them into sleep, making you not only a part of their days, but also a part of their nights.